What's up, everybody? Dark Knight 316, Robert Wheeler Gaming, and this is the Tackles and Takedown podcast. So, it's just this weekend is SummerSlam, 2-day SummerSlam. So, we'll see what the Raw results give us that leads up to the go home episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So, let's see. We have Obafemi and Brock Lesnar nearly come to blow in weigh-ins in the steel cage, and there was a bunch of security guards that were trying to stop Obafemi from destroying the stuff, and one of the security guards botched a move that Obafemi got pissed off at. That if you've seen the video, Obafemi kicks the dude. He really kicks the dude in the chest or whatever because he was mad that the guy made him look bad.
Now that's what I was trying to figure out. Was it the fact that the guy, his timing was off, or was this Obafemi couldn't get him lifted up in time to
the guy jumped up so Obafemi did catch, so it wasn't like it was natural kind of thing.
Yeah,
that guy already kind of propelled himself, so Obafemi kind of almost couldn't grab him.
I saw he almost dropped him on his head.
There, then he picked him back up.
Yeah, he almost dropped him on his head. So, what do you think though of Brock Lesnar's T-shirt?
Well, I see that on a lot of the times on the previews and stuff like that, they blur out the word, and so it just says "talk get hit." It makes no sense whatsoever. But if you rewatch it on Netflix in some regions, they blur it out.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's okay, then why allow him to have a shirt then that you're gonna be blurring it out anyway, or you sell it on the shop that's not blurred out. It's pretty dumb.
But. And when I was looking at this next one with Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. To me, I'm when you were looking at cuts to do for stars, what is Akira Tozawa doing? He's not somebody
Alpha Academy.
Yeah, but they're not they must be either get paid really low or really in favor with these guys.
Well, this is their first time back on Raw because I think it's probably because of Chad Gable, but they've been in AAA, dominating AAA.
Do you think Otis is really injured and they're writing him off, or this is just storyline?
Well, I think it'll probably be storyline. He's probably going to be doing something on it because, like I said, he was in AAA and he was having big tag team feuds and stuff like that. And he's always because in luchador wrestling they usually have the tiny guys versus the big dudes. Or the micro man versus the promos. Like that. So Otis is the big dude, so every time he gets hit, he's oh yeah, he's too powerful and stuff like that. So I think that that's why they're just doing the, putting him off there. I mean, maybe he'll be off on Raw, but still be... Because
it seems weird to me, though, that it's these guys, they're just, for the tag team champions, this is, you don't have a tag team division. And that's where I think is what we're starting to see.
Yeah, and then you see here that the next one that they're just screwing over Rusev. Yeah. I don't think Rusev is I don't think he planned to come back and then just being a jobber to all these people.
No, Javon Evans. I mean, he was when we saw him at WrestleMania. He was pretty popular. People liked Javon Evans, but Javon Evans also has he has a lot of work to do to become a superstar.
Yeah, they say he's the next Kofi.
But it's
Kofi Kingston.
It's Rusev. You brought him back and. He should have won the IC title, but no, you still gave it a Penta, and it's you're just making him a jobber, which isn't good.
I think it's the jealousy, partially, from people that went from WWE to AEW, and then now are coming back because they think that the pastures is better now on here, but then finds out that Triple H can't really do everything that he promises you to do because he has to listen to The Rock and the people at TKO. So it's fans around, not just us, are saying that wrestling's not that good right now, for at least for WWE, because it's they got to listen to TKO. TKO wants the same people to be champion. They want all that. all that kind of stuff. And like with the pay-per-views, like they're not really stacked. It's like a few matches, and then it's a bunch of commercials and advertisements.
SummerSlam's looking good for the card. We're going to get to it in a little bit,
but so Rusev lost to Giovanna Evans. And then here you have Ryan Garcia and the Judgment Day crash Joe Hendry and Dan Housing's concert, which I think it's dumb that now they're just bringing Joe Hendry as a musical one, like how they had it with Elias.
Is Ryan Garcia the one that was with the Miz when they were fighting at WrestleMania? So
yeah,
it's weird to see though. They also make kind of like Dominic Mysterio not really giving him like too much to do, because he
does a lot in AAA.
He needs to be the face of
Rey
your
Mysterio
company.
is like the general manager. So, but here they have Rey Mysterio versus Ethan Page, and
he's still wrestling.
Ethan Page actually won this time, defeated Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio still wrestling.
Usually will bury Ethan Page. I mean, he was good in NXT. They didn't really bury him, but once he came up to the main roster, they pretty much buried him.
What would be interesting though is if they actually brought the North from. You remember the North was a tag team from the NXT
from Impact. Yeah,
it would be interesting if they brought them to the WWE, called them up, and actually had them like the North as a tag team.
Yeah, division. I don't know what happened to that other guy.
Last time he was still in NXT, he won the world title there. So
the other guy,
yeah.
I didn't know the other guy.
I can't think of his name right now, but yeah.
Was part of
the guy. The second guy was part of the North with Ethan Page. He won the world title in Impact Wrestling. Like
Impact Wrestling. I thought you said NXT.
No,
that's where I was like
right after Ethan Page left.
Yeah.
So
and then we got LA Knight, and Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa. They took down the Bloodline, which means that they probably will lose. Usually, like I think what they do is like whoever gets the upper hand is usually the one that loses at the pay-per-view.
I don't know. I'm not really interested too much in this one because it's kind of like it seems like it's going to be a throwaway match.
But I'm like, I guess that they got to find something for these three to do because they try to bury LA Knight, and so like I don't think that
LA Knight's one of those they're still burying.
Like I don't think that they really like Solo Sikoa to really do anything.
LA Knight needs to win the Money in the Bank and cash it in. This year.
Yeah, but even if they did, they'll probably make him lose it because they don't believe in him. And I think it's because he's not like a big dude, like muscular thing on there. He's not like
he's a big dude, muscular, but
he's not a popular dude like.
But I think it's a lot of these guys who made a name for themselves in the independents and, like Impact and all those.
Yeah, that too, because like, I don't know if you've seen the video where they do the WWE behind the scenes. There's like a series that's on, I don't know if it's on regular TV or if it's on like A&E or any of those cable ones, but it's kind of like behind the scenes on there. And there's one that like LA Knight screwed up or whatever, and he's getting chewed out by Triple H. And you can kind of see him like, and they're like, everybody's like, that's the moment then that they buried LA Knight's career because he messed up like one, like I think he like botched a move or some kind of thing. Like
probably that one when he tried to jump up on the ropes.
And
then like against
Randy Orton. They were like yelling at him and all that stuff because they went over or something stupid like that. And they're like, ever since then he's been buried, and so. I was like, I don't know how many more years they have with him before
he's old.
He's going to just like want to.
I think he's in his 40s, so it's like he's at that point where you either have him win a title now or let him leave.
Like, yeah, I mean, let him go to AEW or go to Impact again and win back the title, and go to the independent.
And then maybe he could be like dummy, back to Impact Wrestling.
But we got Raquel Rodriguez.
I don't like this.
To win the women's Intercontinental title.
I don't like this one.
So. It looks like Judgment Day might be getting championships all around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I really liked Sol Ruca as the Women's Intercontinental title. I thought this would have been good to give her for her push, but they're obviously, for whatever reason, they do not like to give it to Sol Ruca.
Or maybe what they're doing is having her lose the Intercontinental belt so she can go to a world title.
It would be interesting. Kind
of like how they did with like Stone Cold and The Rock.
Yeah,
remember they were fighting for the IC. Yeah, saw that they were bigger stars. So then,
but the thing is, though, is like she didn't have it for that long. She beat Becky Lynch, and it was basically like she only held a couple months. She hasn't won it that long, which I wish it was kind of she would have held the belt a little bit longer. But I think this is a bad move.
Well, see, this is the problem with women wrestling, is that they don't have their own show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they don't have their own show because nobody would really watch it. I think that
they would.
They need their own show because then they could build up better storylines and have storylines continue on for a while, not just on Raw or SmackDown, and then slowly build it. That then when it's like a champion that gets it, it's like, oh well, it's not one of the big people, so I really don't care. So then that person holds it for like a month, and then doesn't build up the feud to make it make sense.
Is I think currently right now the women's division is probably the better division that we're seeing through NXT and even through the main roster. I think they're actually having a lot better.
There's not a lot of the women wrestlers that got fired and laid off recently.
Just a couple of men. But like when you look at the roster, it's like you have a lot of potential women. Like what you should be doing with the men's roster, like you have a Sol Ruka, a Lyra Valkyria, and some of these women who are coming up that we're going to see, for SummerSlam and stuff like that. Like these women are ones that this is how you should build their roster. We're not seeing that in the men's division. We're seeing them using the same people over and over again. Like that's why I'm kind of hoping.
Like with this one here, you see Roman and
Seth Rollins. Like
keep fighting.
How much more do you got to keep doing Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? Like we've seen that so many times. What about having a LA Knight storyline? A Trick Williams, have him start. And you know what I'm saying? Like run through all that. But
so here's our NXT one. We have a new person that. His name is Cruz Montana. If you didn't know who Cruz Montana was, he interrupted Grayson Waller, which he returned. And Grayson Waller talked crap on Austin Theory because he's saying that Austin Theory held him down. That's why he could never make it. But Cruz Montana beat him because who is Cruz Montana? You say?
Santana from Impact Wrestling.
Yes. Who was
AEW and all that.
Who was his partner?
I can't think of his name.
But so Grayson Waller crashed to NXT, go scorched earth on everyone. We got Lizzie Rain defeated Izzy Dame. That's a long thing to say on there. And then we have the North American champion Miles Bourne defeated Ham Hendricks.
Dang.
Then we got Birthrights defeated OTM.
See, now I like that Birthright. I like that name for a tag team. That's pretty cool.
And then we got Shiloh Hill again defeated Tristan Engel.
Been seeing that one a lot.
And Cruz Montana turns up the heat on the NXT champion, Tony D'Angelo and Grayson Waller.
What's
it's going to probably be a triple threat then.
Yeah, but what's interesting though is you brought that guy Naruku, and then basically you gave him like a month match. He lost. That's it. You're done. And like that's it.
I think it's like they only brought him because I think he's married to Io Sky or
I don't know,
dating or something like that, and I think that's the only reason why they brought.
But it was like
him over.
Like you basically brought him and buried him, and that's it. Like I don't even see him having a match now, and even in the NXT roster, like that's what's crazy to see that they're actually doing something like that.
Bourne,
but
I think it's going to be a pretty good person. All right, so now we have SummerSlam. Here's the match cards that we have on here.
I don't think they're going to show it. I think you're going to have to actually go to
that's Saturday, that's Sunday.
Yeah, but I think you're actually going to have to.
No, they have it here.
You want to go there?
Yeah, so this is Saturdays. So we'll go here to try to pick who we think's going to win. So we'll start backwards. We'll start how the list is. So Undisputed Champion. Cody Rhodes or CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Who do you think's going to win that one?
I got CM Punk.
You got CM Punk.
I think CM Punk wins it. Yeah,
okay, I'll mark it for CM Punk.
I think Cody Rhodes. It's like they're gonna just have it where it's a feud for them, probably for the rest of the year, and then they're gonna face at WrestleMania. Like that's how
it's gonna be like that again.
I think it's gonna be something like that. Yeah, because they don't really have what are they gonna do? Bring back Randy Orton and then have them like Cody Randy part 2. Like they're gonna come up with something like that. I think it's going to be a battle back between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, because you also got to look too later on in the card. You do have Finn Balor against Sami Zayn, so whoever wins that is going to face CM Punk.
Is it supposed to be that?
Yeah, and so it's one of those where I'm like, I think CM Punk's going to win it because if you technically think about it, if Cody Rhodes wins it, shouldn't the rematch be CM Punk against Cody Rhodes as he, does his rematch clause?
I'm going with Cody Rhodes winning it, because they pretty much had Cody facing Roman, and then he lost it there, and now he's coming over here. I think they'll give it to Cody.
Yeah,
because I think Cody's more their guy than CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the second match, Hell in a Cell, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
I got Brock Lesnar winning it. I think he wins it in his hometown.
And do you think that then he'll retire?
I don't think he will. I think he may give the perception, but I think they push this through another WrestleMania
because it is in his hometown.
Yeah, but
I think Brock will win this one, only because they want you to assume that Obafemi's going to retire him and beat him on there. And I think that now Brock is I think Brock is now at the point where he's going to try to see if Obafemi is going to be the guy.
Yeah,
because when they did it at WrestleMania and he was like, "Oh, this is a squash match," like.
Yeah, he lost in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I think they'll probably do like I think they're going to keep pushing this on because I think what will have Brock Lesnar will win, kind of just fade away, and then you'll have Obafemi kind of like, "Oh, Brock Lesnar, blah blah blah," and then come WrestleMania, be like, "We're gonna
I think
do a rematch."
I think maybe they might lead more to Brock Gunther. Then have Gunther.
Now that would be an interesting WrestleMania if Gunther actually retires.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. But
I mean, they could also do it where Brock gets the title. He has the title reign to WrestleMania. Then Gunther faces Brock to retire him and into.
Yeah, but I don't see them giving Brock Lesnar the title again, though. But
yeah, so we'll go with the next one: Liv Morgan against Io Sky.
I don't see Io Sky winning. I got Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
I think she's the.
I think that they're gonna do it now that.
I think she's the it girl right now, and they're just.
Well, I think that because of Judgment Day winning all those titles, I think that they're gonna have it where it's gonna be stacked.
But even then, like, you got to think, who do they have that's gonna face her that isn't somebody that's already like that you've already used? Like. I think probably what's happening is they're keeping Liv Morgan with the title until Stephanie Vacour comes back from injury, and then have Stephanie Vacour beat her again.
Or like if they do something like Naomi or Io, or Bianca Belair.
I can see Stephanie Vacour coming back like Money in the Bank, cashing it in on Liv Morgan, like something like that. They're going to do just to kind of throw that rivalry back in because they don't have once Liv Morgan holds the title because this is like her first match since WrestleMania. Of defending the title, so it's like once Stephanie Vacour comes back, and then I think it's you're gonna give it to her, and it's gonna be one of those where it's like back and forth.
Liv will come out like the Britney,
probably not because it's not WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So
Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
I think Gunther wins this. It's interesting. I am interested to see Nick Aldis wrestle because it should have been during that time when it against Randy Orton. But to see his first match, like really in wrestling in the WWE against Gunther, would be interesting.
I'm going with Gunther winning as well, only because if Nick Aldis can beat him, then it's like it makes Gunther not that powerful. Even though I know, it's Nick Aldis's return into the ring, but this could be where he's like, "Oh, you just awoken something in me. Now I want to like continue to wrestle." And now he continues to wrestle and stuff like that because, like, I think it would be kind of dumb if they have Nick Aldis win it, and then it's like, "Oh, well, this guy who was the GM becomes a wrestler there to come out of retirement to wrestle to and Gunther, who's supposed to be this general guy and the ring general and can't even beat Nick Aldis, So I think that would be dumb. But now we have the 6-man tag. We got LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu and the Usos.
I think the Bloodline win it. I don't think they're going to give it to LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys unless for whatever reason they want to make like turmoil within the Bloodline. And Jacob Fatu and the Usos are going to be like fighting at each other, and Solo Sikoa is going to be laughing, cracking jokes, and stuff like that. So I don't see it as more of like a I don't see it as like anything that's big enough that I don't know. It's a throwaway match to me, just to be able to use.
I'm gonna just go opposite of you. I mean, I think that they'll give it to the Usos But I'm just gonna want to see, because I want to see LA Knight at least get a win, kind of like get, there, because he's really popular, and they're putting him try to be popular with Solo Sikoa and Royce Keith. So like, I think that they should get a win, because the Samoan dynasty, like, it's always like they always win.
They always get the push, like, and things like that.
The super powerhouses and stuff. So I think that's should change. But so then the last match that's on Saturday is the 6 tag women's match. The Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence.
Nikki Bella's back from injury. I think it's going to be Fatal Influence. It's interesting to see the Bella Twins and Paige, but I also think like the Bella Twins and Paige, it's more of like a what do you call it? Like a Legends Road show. Is basically the way I see it. They're just using them because it's like they're real popular women wrestlers. But other than that, I think Paige needs to go solo and can the Bella Twins. But I think Fatal Influence wins.
Yeah, I'm going with Nikki and Brie and Paige.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that they're going to win that match there, because Nikki Bella is back from injury, so I think that she wants to win something. So because they had to lose the tag team title because they don't want to do the Freebird contract. So, but we'll go with Sunday. So they have it listed like this. We'll go strictly like this. Roman, Seth. Who do you have?
Roman Reigns finally beat Seth Rollins and continues his reign as champion going into WrestleMania next year.
Yes, I think it's going to be the same thing, because how Seth, they said, Seth only beats Roman when Roman gets beat up by somebody else. Seth can't beat Roman clean. I mean, I could see them giving it to Seth, but then like what Roman said, you're only going to hold it for 2 months, then they'll give it back to me because you're going to get injured.
Yeah, but it's also interesting, though. It would be more interesting rivalry because Seth Rollins needs to get his title back from CM Punk, who was the one who took the title when Seth Rollins got injured. So I think that is the more fascinating matchup than throwing Roman Reigns at Seth Rollins. And we're going to see an issue with Roman Reigns that if he does win this, we're going to start seeing an issue of him going into WrestleMania, because you're not going to have, like, who's going to be good enough to challenge Roman Reigns that you haven't already seen to be able to build a storyline. That would probably be a more interesting one to see going into WrestleMania. Maybe he actually wins.
Randy wins it or whatever, and then Cody goes, "Oh, well, I beat you at last year's WrestleMania, and then I could go face you."
I see them doing like a Cody Randy 2 at WrestleMania. But
maybe it might be title versus title, and then they finally unify it, because they've been wanting to unify the belts.
It would be interesting though, because like Roman Reigns, he faced Jacob Fatu, then it's like you have nobody. Now you're facing Seth Rollins. You beat Seth Rollins. Like, who's the next guy up? There isn't. You're just gonna keep pushing the Seth Rollins Roman Reigns rivalry going into. You're gonna have it go into SummerSlam. Survivor Series. Then what are you gonna do with Survivor? Like, you're starting to run out of people who are going to.
Well, remember, Survivor Series, no belts go on the line.
Yeah,
it's just
a 5-on-5
Raw versus SmackDown kind of thing.
So I see Roman Reigns
except for that one year when they were giving it to Brock Lesnar and Biggie Langston had the title, remember? And then they
and you knew just based off of Biggie Langston's
he knew he was going to lose it.
Demeanor, but
because they wanted to give it to Brock. So the next match that they have here is the women's champion. We got Tiffany versus Jade versus Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green versus, as this time, mystery person.
Now
we don't know that if when it comes to SmackDown, if they're going to reveal who this other person is in this ladder match, or if they're going to wait till pay-per-view and you see some.
No, I think they're going to wait till pay-per-view. I got 2 people in mind now.
Yeah,
I
have the 2 people in mind there, and one of them is what you told me.
I tell you, I think it's Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be AJ Lee.
Or I had another person in mind, Mickie James.
You think Mickie James?
The only reason why is because she's married to Nick Aldis. So it's like bringing her in, having them both wrestle on the same pay-per-view, because it's the first time Nick Aldis has wrestled.
Maybe, but I don't know what she's doing, if she's an Impact or not.
I don't know what but I mean, they could bring her in for like a one-time thing.
I mean, it could also be Jordan Grace.
It could be.
It could be any.
But also, it would be interesting if it's Tessa Blanchard. I kind of want to see that.
I doubt it, though.
I want to see that.
They say that she's been blacklisted from wrestling. So
but it would be interesting.
It would be cool if she was.
It would be interesting to see a rivalry between Charlotte Flair and Tessa Blanchard as like the generational wrestlers going before Charlotte Flair retires. Like have that match. They should have that match. But I'm choosing Chelsea Green to win this.
You're going to choose Chelsea over Jade?
That's who I'm hoping wins. I think they're going to give it to the boring Jade Cargill. But I think Chelsea Green wins this. That's who's my pick.
I hope they give it to Chelsea Green. I'm thinking that this is the time that they're going to give it to Charlotte. Yeah. I'm going to go with Charlotte on this one. As much as I don't like anybody in this match but Tiffany and Chelsea, and I know that they probably won't give it to Tiffany there because she's the U.S. champion or the IC champion. So I think it'd be kind of weird if she has both belts. I mean, could, but I think it would be better if like she lost the belt and then wins this one, and then she'll be the champion. But I mean, they could give it to Jade, which is a possibility because
they more than likely would probably
Jade
give it back
is boring,
to her,
and so they'll just give it back.
She's not a good wrestler. I don't know why they brought her in for whatever reason, but it's one of those that's like she needs.
But I think that they might give it to Charlotte just so that then she can break the record.
Yeah, but more than likely they'll probably give it to the question mark created wrestler. So that's probably who's going to
AJ Lee or the
Becky Lynch or whoever's going to come in.
Or it could another possibility could be is Bailey, because she could have maybe signed the contract.
I doubt it.
And then actually extended to wrestle.
It could have been one of those where they pushed it as like she's leaving, but she's actually coming back to win the title and lose to Rhea Ripley when she's healthy.
Oh, so this one has it in a different order, so that's fine. The next one, Penta versus Chad Gable.
Now this is
going to be the order, I guess, that they're going to show it on.
This is going to be interesting. The Luchador match. I think this is the time that Chad Gable wins.
I think that they're going to
Intercontinental champion.
I agree. I think that they're going to give it to Chad, only because like one, Penta has had it for so long, but two, it's like that Chad was in AAA as El Gran Americano, which nobody knew. I didn't know.
I never knew that
until they revealed it by Mask vs. Mask, and so he's proven that like he's a good, wrestler. Like he can do all this kind of stuff there. And I think that they're going to reward him for elevating AAA and with the IC.
And that's the thing too. Like Chad Gable's one of those that like he signed that with like a 5-year contract. His time's now. You gotta see how well he does with the IC title. Push him into. Make him face Roman Reigns. Like, that would be interesting as bringing Chad Gable up as, like, he's the underdog Kurt Angle type that actually beats Roman Reigns and wins the title.
Yeah, because I could see Chad Gable he could be an IC belt and then maybe facing, like, Dominic or going again facing El Gran Americano for the IC belt or going even to elevating it up, like beating Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
and he could be going on like an IC rant and destroying.
It could be
all these people, like that, or even go up against Otis or those ones like that. Unless Takawa and all those. But it's interesting for that one. And then we have Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. Now I'm going with Trick Williams only because I think it would be messed up that Baron Corbin just debuts and then he wins the title.
Unless they're going to whoop that trick and have him lose it so he can win a world title. But, I mean, he should be your next world title champion. But Trick Williams is my pick to keep the United States. But he needs to win. He needs to be in this, like, undisputed number one contender match, Trick Williams, because he's a good wrestler. I think he's got good gimmick. He's good on the mic. I think it's his time.
I think they're seeing how he is as a champ.
Yeah.
So if they have faith in him, they'll keep him as the United States champion for a while until somebody like.
But he's like he's the guy they need to bring. Like these are the guys that they need to start bringing up and having world title
you
matches.
Were right. The undisputed WWE championship number one contender.
This one.
Now, this will be stupid if it's Sami Zayn again.
Sami Zayn's going to win it, I think
so?
Because I think he's going to go up against CM Punk as like, you took my title. Like, oh, you should, like, they're going to have some kind of dumb rivalry that he's still not going to win it. So, Sami Zayn, I think, beats Finn Balor because it's also too Finn Balor.
I'm going with Finn.
Finn Balor came out like nowhere to challenge for this title, and they basically just give him a title match. I'm thinking it's
going to be Finn because I think Finn will actually finally win a title again, and then he can go up against Dominic, and Dominic can actually win. So I think that is. But the kickoff match is going to be Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio.
But Danhausen's going to win this.
Do you think so, or do you think they wanted monies on a pole match so he can get his money back? But if Dominic wins, his curse is broken. If it's not, then Danhausen.
No, Danhausen's going to win it, and I think
he's like the big popular.
He's popular right now too, but he's more of a gimmick wrestler, and I think he knows it because I can't see Danhausen winning a world title with the current gimmick that he has. I don't think he wins it as. I mean, I think he's just more of like popularity, sell T-shirts and things like that.
If he wins a title, I think it's going to be one of those not so important one, like the Speed Champion.
Something weird because like he's not a title. He's not like if I were to evaluate him as a wrestler, he's not like world champion type of wrestler. Like Sami Zayn's not even a world champion, but like Danhausen's more of a gimmick type of wrestler. You've never seen like a gimmick type of wrestler become popular as a world champion, and I don't think you continue to see it because who's going to be like, you are cursed, and then you're going to have like, Sparks come by, and then the wrestlers like to do that gimmick in a world champion match, I think like devalues the title. So that's just my opinion.
I don't know if it devalues the title, but I just think that it's like I mean, it'd be something different, which is good, but I just don't see him winning a big title. Like, if anything, it'll probably be like IC, the world, one of those like Speed Champions. But that's all of our predictions on there. We'll see if we win. We'll come back with doing it. But now we're gonna do the best game that's on the internet, on YouTube, on all the socials. The Wrestling 20 Questions. So we'll get the intro started.
Take a look.
Taking a look. What are we seeing? Alright, it's the Wrestling 20 Questions. So, not familiar with it. Dark Knight 316 will ask 20 yes or no questions about a wrestler that Robert Wheeler Gaming has chosen. And I also get 3 hints to try to guess this wrestler. Now, if I can't get it in 19 questions, on my 20th question, I have to guess who it is. Will I win? Will I lose? We'll find out. So, do you want me to take the questioning down, or take it?
Take the notes down.
Okay.
Of how many?
Let me get it up.
But I got it ready to go on my phone. As you can see, I use
okay. I'll move this way so he doesn't accuse me of cheating because he tries to say I cheat.
Numero uno.
So question number one.
That's not question number one.
Wrestler, an 80s wrestler.
Let me check. He may have wrestled in the 80s, but he wasn't predominantly popular. But let me see. Like he could have, got his start in the 80s.
Yeah, he could have started in the 80s.
So let me just be sure. No, he did not.
80s. So is he a 90s wrestler?
He is a 90s wrestler.
Okay. Is this person a gimmick wrestler? Like, have it where it's like, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, Repo Man, like those kind of gimmick ones.
Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't say, because during this time they didn't have gimmick wrestlers, but he was used, like, if you were to think of the type of wrestler he was, like, it could be a gimmick, the type of wrestler.
So he's like a jobber, you're saying?
No, he's not. He wasn't a jobber, but like, he could have been considered a gimmick wrestler if it was pre-Attitude Era. He could have been his wrestling character could have been a kind of like a gimmick wrestler.
Is this person had multiple characters of him? So basically, so he started out as, let's say, one character, then he left, got changed as another character, then changed to another character,
No.
Not like changing clothing, but let's say, for example, let's say we'll go Mankind, even though it's not.
Yeah, and then he was also Dude Love.
He was Cactus Jack for a while, then left, came as Dude Love. Now he came as Mankind.
His character during this time in his career did change, but his name stayed the same. So if it was Seth Rollins, it was like Seth Rollins, but his character changed still as Seth Rollins. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he was Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack. Like his name didn't change, but his character changed. So then it's keeping the same name. Then
it's not the person I was thinking.
Yeah,
because the example I was going to use was like, what's his face? Like the Godfather. He was Papa Shango during the 80s. Then he was Kama.
No,
he was part of the.
But it would be like you think if he was the Godfather as some powerhouse guy, and then he's the Godfather as we know him. Like that's kind of how this guy's gimmick changed.
Or you're like saying like Shawn Michaels, where he wasn't like the Heartbreak Kid, but then now he's Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid.
Like something like that.
Okay, so then that doesn't help.
I
was thinking it was like Papa Shango.
Yeah, no,
you were saying
it wasn't.
He wrestled.
It's basically 90s. Like when they keep their same name, but they try to change up their character and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. They said it's a 90s wrestler. Did this wrestler wrestle in the Attitude Era?
He did, yes.
Did this wrestler wrestle for a WCW?
In WCW? No.
Never wrestled in WCW?
Never wrestled. He went straight into the WWE during this time.
Oh. So harder to pick.
Yeah, he's never started, he started his career in WWE.
Yeah, because, most of the ones that were in WWE went to WCW, faded out. Like Bret Hart. One started in WWE. Yeah, because there's a lot of one that jump ship. So if this one's the loyal one, it would have to be HBK. One, because even Hunter was in WWE. He was as what was it called? Can't think of what it is. I'll think about it later. But
Terra Rising.
Yeah, Terra Rising. Yeah. Is this person part of DX?
No.
Okay, so then it's not.
And remember too, you have clues.
I know. Let's see. So it's not part of DX. Is this person part of a tag team or faction?
He was part of a faction. Yes, he was.
Did this person ever wrestle for another company like TNA or AEW?
He wrestled in Impact Wrestling during the 2010s.
I think that would be. Okay, so then I think. But then I don't know if that person really had a different character. Okay. Does this person have a amateur background of wrestling?
I don't think so, but let me check.
Oh, well, then it's not this person I'm thinking of.
Because, they could have briefly, like in college or something.
But this person I was thinking of, which I'll say, you would have already known, was Kurt Angle.
No. No, he wasn't amateur wrestling. This says, well, I don't know if I should give it to you. Maybe I could. They said he started out as a motorcycle racer before becoming a wrestler. So I guess that's your hint.
No,
but yeah.
Said he's about.
So
who the hell was the
remember, you still got a hint too. So
I'm gonna use the hint and don't use that he was a motorcycle racer.
Okay, so
the hint.
After the WWE, he wrestled in Impact Wrestling under his real name. I'll build upon that when you start using more. Mm-hmm. Well, no, they said he started out as a motorcycle racer. He's not like a So he's an enthusiast race before he became a wrestler. But he wrestled. He wrestled in Impact Wrestling. He beat Daniels at TNA Genesis. Also faced Jeff Jarrett in a Falls Count Anywhere match on Impact Wrestling. He had a short. It was. I'll give you more clue too. It was a short stint on there. Only lasted about 3 months.
Short stint on what?
On Impact Wrestling, but he only wrestled. He wrestled briefly on there. So he did wrestle in Independence. Mm-hmm. He was still a popular guy there, and he used his real name. So that's your one clue extended.
Okay, so my other question is this person wrestling today?
Let me check. I don't think he is. Because probably kind of old. I mean, he might wrestle. It's just like. But you know what? Actually, this is interesting.
Okay. I know who it is then.
You already saw it?
No, I didn't see it, but I think I know who it is.
Yeah, he just came out of retirement.
Yeah, so I think if it's because if it's the person that you saw from the news, the wrestling news on there, I just saw this one too, and I didn't think he was going to do it. But now that I think, so I think I know who you picked on here.
How would you know who I picked without looking at my phone and without even
your phone because of what I just said? He came out of retirement. If it's this person, so I will get the clue.
Did he come out of retirement? Yes.
Did he have? You said he. Oh well, he was in a faction. I don't know what faction he's been in, but I'll see if it's this person though, because then maybe the faction will come up with me. But did this person get into a feud with Funaki?
Let me check.
You should know it. Then it's not this guy. Then there's Kai and Tai. You got a feud with Kai and
Tai. Not directly with Funaki.
So it was like Kai and Tai.
So it could have been. Funaki was Kai and Tai, right?
Yeah.
It could have been a feud with Kai and Tai, but it wasn't directly with Funaki alone. So
did this person have a thing where he said, "Snippy, snippy," or
that guy didn't say anything about that, but
it's not that.
The guy. This wrestler that I'm thinking of didn't say that snippy thingy. So
yeah, I know, but it was towards the other. Did this guy when he comes out of the ring, like when he comes out, walks down the aisle in a towel?
Yes.
Okay, I know who it is. Then,
are you sure? You can take your guess now and try to.
I'm gonna because I could guess, but it's not the. What's the record? Do you remember?
No,
it was like 6 or 7.
I don't remember the record, but
yeah, because I could go out on a limb and try it. I'm going to use the second hint. Just to make sure, because I think I know exactly who it is.
I'm debating if I give you this because I believe you already know who it is. So if I give it to you, it would confirm it. You know what? Let's go with it. He was in a faction with Steven Richards.
Was he? Was he in a faction with Steven Richards? Now I'm not for sure because I don't remember him in a faction with Steven Richards. So I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it all. Guess this character. If I'm done, then I lost it at because we're on question 9.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get it right, this is I think my record. I don't know if it's the record of. I think you guessed it in 7. But I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna guess it. This person is. Hello, ladies, Val.
Yes. Now I don't know how you got that because I thought of this last week before he even came out of retirement. So I thought of this after because you did The Godfather.
Uh-huh.
So I thought of this after, and I was like, this one's perfect, and then all of a sudden you figured it out. But he was in Right to Censor. Was faction.
He in Right? No.
The group included Stephen Richard, Bull Buchanan, The Good Father, and Ivory. And he was part of Right to Censor.
I don't remember him part of it. I remember Ivory and
because remember
and The Good Father, but I don't remember
he was
him
in his suit and tie. And,
I don't remember him.
Oh, he was. And that's where I was telling you about his character transition from like a ladies' man, a playboy to Right to Censor.
No, I get that. So the only reason why I knew then,
because you saw my
when it was Val Venus, was when I said, "Does this person wrestle today?" And you said, "Let me check," and you said he just came out of wrestling.
Yeah,
I saw a thing on one of the wrestling channels that I was watching that I think it was on Twitter that they showed that he came out of retirement to wrestle in this one independent match, and he was fighting. They're like, "Oh, look, he looks pretty good," but he said he wasn't going to really wrestle unless it was like worth it. And I think it was like for like MLW or some kind of thing.
This says it was Independent Stars of Pro Wrestling. He wrestled just on July 23rd.
Yeah. And so I saw that when it came out on this. So that's why I was like, maybe it's this guy then. And then when I was asking the questions on it, I thought the faction you were talking about was Pretty Mean Sisters.
No.
Because I thought he was part of that
one. That's the thing, though, is you said you were on the right track. You said with Funaki, but he was part of Kaientai. So technically it wasn't Funaki. Yeah. It was part of Kaientai. Yeah. So when you said that whole thing, you were correct. It was just the fact that...
I can't think of the other guy.
Takamichinoku?
Yeah. And Funaki,
Yeah.
It was Takamichinoku he had the feud with, not Funaki. But
remember, Val Venus was... flirting with Yamaguchi-san's wife.
Yep.
And so that's why they did that whole thing. But Val Venus, I thought if you didn't get it, I was going to be like, hello.
That's crazy though, because he never went to WCW.
No, so when I was looking at that, they basically said that he
Impact Wrestling briefly.
Yeah, so they said he debuted in 1998 strictly as an Attitude Era guy.
Yeah.
His main entire roster run was from 98 to the mid 2000s, and he never wrestled in WCW. He came straight to WWE in 98 and stayed there until pretty much he wrestled under his real name Sean Morley in Impact Wrestling in 2010.
I don't remember that.
Very briefly lost to Jeff Jarrett. About 3 months it said it lasted, and he does not have an amateur wrestling background.
Well, I was the first thinking it was Kurt Angle because of how he went to Impact.
I mean, good guess. Now, I was telling you,
I think that holds the record for me.
I didn't think about it as him wrestling. Like after we were doing this, I was like, "Oh, Val Venus would be a cool one." We never chose, and so I was like, preparing. I got this. I want to stump you, and then you looked at my notes and been able to figure it out.
What's good about it is now we're still tied.
Yeah,
because you guessed for some reason. I don't know how you guessed it.
Yeah,
Al Snow on the 20th one.
But
yeah, I mean, if you didn't say he came out of retirement to wrestle, I would not have guessed it.
I didn't know until I looked it up. I didn't know
what gave it away is because
I didn't know he came out of retirement.
Seeing it on Twitter, either on his channel or it was on some other wrestling channel that they were saying, "Oh, look, Val Venus." Because
I know
is
a lot of these guys are like semi-retired, so I don't know if they retired, come out. Retirement, things like that, but I know that they're briefly retired.
I didn't know if he had a wrestling school or whatever, and then he's coming out to do promote kind of like a Gangrel and stuff.
But don't you remember? You don't remember him as Right to Censor?
I do not remember him in Right to Censor. I remember Ivory. I remember Bull Buchanan briefly that he was in there, and I remember the Godfather as the Good Father in there. I don't remember Val Venus in there. I remember Stephen Richards, but don't remember Val Venus was in there.
But that was all of them. That's what he looked like. Remember, they all came out in ties. And
I know that they all came out in ties.
That was him
he's the white sheep of it. But I don't remember Val Venus being in it.
The Good Father.
Everybody else but him. That's what's crazy. So when you said the faction, I thought it was he
was part of a faction. And what's crazy though too is you didn't even ask if he wanted a world title, anything like that.
No, because I was leaning towards because if it was Kurt Angle, I would have said, okay, he won the world title because, he was not a gimmick wrestler on there, which I should have said instead of a gimmick wrestler, I should have said, did he have a catchphrase? I would have probably been easier. Yeah,
and you got to remember too, like I said, his character transition, as you were talking about with his character, it was like, I'm a ladies' man too. I ain't going to do that anymore because it's right to censor.
But I mean, like the catchphrase would have been easier. So, like with when we picked Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I said he had a catchphrase, and you didn't know what the catchphrase, and it was like, oh, like that. His would have been "Hello, ladies" would have been his catchphrase, or like if it was Booker T, we'd be like, "Can you dig it?" You know, like that.
So he had a catchphrase. I thought Right to Censor was a pretty interesting faction because it was like a bunch of wrestlers.
It was just annoying with the entrance with that.
Sound. It was annoying with that, but it was like a bunch of wrestlers where they're kind of. It's kind of like what they did with New Day. It was like you didn't know what to do with these guys, and you put them all together.
I thought Val Venus was in CM Punk's one.
No.
You know, because they had that girl that shaved her head.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
Who was the other guy that was in
I don't remember. It was very, very briefly that CM Punk had that.
CM Punk had his cult that he was having when he was on it.
But
that's what I was thinking. It was like maybe something like that.
That was a good job, good guess on that one.
Jackie joined the Right to Censor too?
No, that was Ivory. No, she was the
Jackie never.
No, it was only Ivory. And see, and the thing was, in my mind, I thought it was only like 3 people. I didn't know Bull Buchanan was in there.
Like I remember Bull was the original.
I don't remember Bull Buchanan being in there.
But then I thought that they like dropped him, and then they put the Good Father in there, and then I only remember, like I told you, like I only remember the Good Father, Steven Richards, and Ivory in there. I remember Bull Buchanan at the beginning, but then like he faded out. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember Val Venus joining him on there, because I only remember the feud with Val Venus when he was with like Kai and Tai,
going up against Kai and
Tai, and then he was messing with like Gold Dust and stuff like that. And like that, I don't remember the Right to Censor.
Because I remember I believe he did win the Intercontinental title as
I think he did win it with the
I think he won it without Right to Censor. I think it's Val Venus, but I think they did win a couple titles as like Intercontinental, European, things like that as Right to Censor, because you put this group together like that. I think like Ivory won the women's champion at that time too, so it was like they had to win some titles, but just not the world title. So
but I mean that was a good pick you picked.
Well, because I got it from last week, but I didn't think if you didn't come out of retirement, you never got it. If you did
not say the retirement thing, I probably would not have got it because I was not leading towards.
I wasn't thinking about it either.
Val Venus at all until you said that, because I just recently, like a couple days ago, saw that news on it, and I was like, oh, that's good for him because he's mostly just like, you know, reviewing wrestling things and talking about it, kind of like Steven Richards does.
Yeah, no, I haven't even seen, like, I didn't even hear anything about it. I just chose that person. I was focused on it for a week to be like, I'm going to gather some notes, talk about it, put it, you know, like put it all together, you know, research it as we go and things like that. So, and, you know, a lot of times too in this, like, I think of the wrestler, but I don't know 100% like everything about that wrestler because sometimes they're not as common, sometimes they are.
Yeah, and sometimes like you'll ask a question that you think you know, but you have to look it up to be 100% sure because you don't want to.
Because I don't want to give you the wrong
and say that there, and then you're like, wait a minute, he did win the European champion. Remember, he won it against this person, and you're like,
so
oh, did he?
Yeah. So I mean, if anybody watching, it's like you see you're doing your research, but you just want to be sure. Like I know Val Venus was in Right to Censor, and that was like the whole theme. And
you knew that, like I did not. So I was leading towards a different.
Do you remember? Extra credit. Do you remember the name of his finisher move?
The money shot.
The money shot. Yeah. And you come up on the rope,
just a frog splash.
Basically, just do one of those.
But yeah, that's it. With the show today, were you able to guess it early, or was that out of retirement shot the one that you were able to guess it, or you had no clue? Like, let us know in the comments below. But that was Wrestling 20 Questions. If you like that, just like and subscribe so we'll do more of these. But like all podcasts there, I'm Dark Knight 316. This is Robert Wheeler Gaming, and we'll see you on the next one.
God bless you guys. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
And Right to Censor, huh? I can't believe